Excuse me. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What's up? What's up? Happy Wednesday, my people. I hope all is well. Hope all is well with everyone. And thank you as always for tuning in to SW Live. It is Podcast Wednesday, sweeties. So welcome to the show. um, I hope that everybody has been having a gracious week, y'all, because it's been, these weeks have been flying by, but they have been some busy weeks. And if you are not familiar with the busy weeks, okay, good for you. I understand. I love you. But for the ones that are having to deal with the busy weeks on a regular basis, it's tiring. It's tiring. It really is. So so here I am, due to the tiring, putting on my lip gloss in the middle of the show. All right, welcome in. Thank y'all for tuning in, y'all. It is SW Live. It is May 8th, 2024. We are hustling through this year. We're definitely getting through it, y'all. Let me put my comments up. Let's see. Good topic so far. Oh my, you what's happening, Mom? We are going to discuss today 21 questions. And the topic is, do you really know you? And the reason why it's important to know you before going into any relationship is because you don't want to go into the relationship blinded and blindsided by how you may react to things, how you do when it comes to certain situations, what you're doing to prevent certain situations. Like, you may not know any of those things if you don't really knowingly know yourself. And um a lot of us don't know how we would react in certain situations, and a lot of us don't really know a lot of us don't know what it is to actually be involved in being responsive to certain situations and certain questions and certain people. Like, you could be like, when you're amongst people's families, you want to definitely have a certain um presentation that you're giving off to these people. You want to make sure that, and it ain't like you putting on a facade or nothing. You should be have respect for bones in your body. You should be cool with understanding that everybody may have differences of opinions, and yet because they're having conversations and you may not want to admit, but some of the things that they're talking about may be more clarifying for you because you're learning something in this particular manner. So it's certain ways and certain things that you're actually gaining from knowing you. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we jump into the show, let's go ahead and do our quote of the day. It's way at the top. All right, we got the quote of the day. Knowing others is wisdom, knowing yourself is enlightenment. That's why I'm telling you, having a prime understanding of who you are is super duper important. You gotta know you. It's people that's older that don't even know who they are. They just been living life. They know things that they don't like. They know things of that nature. But a lot of times, people can't keep relationships or be in messed up relationships because they haven't realized who they are outside of that situation, or even just being in a different surrounding. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give yourself the opportunity to experience other things. You have to. You can't just like and I'm not talking about like if you in a marriage where you've been married for 20 years, you got to step outside your marriage. No, by all means, hell no. What I mean is that even within your marriage, you got to be doing different things to make sure you and your partner are on a good page and y'all doing things that y'all supposed to be doing for each other. So they're just things that you should be doing in relationships, or even in just even in dating, that you will want to be done for yourself. So knowing others is wisdom, but knowing yourself is enlightenment. You cannot have a person being able to do things for you or want to be loving to you or want to be loving to things that you got going on if you're not showing them that. You know what I'm saying? Talk. Y'all have conversations. All right. So knowing others is wisdom, but knowing yourself is enlightenment. And we're gonna get and if you are questioning whether or not you know yourself well enough, because it's not to say that like, oh my God, she don't know herself well enough, that she messed up out here, she ain't been living right. No, it's just things that you haven't asked yourself. It's just things that you haven't had the knowledge of knowing for yourself, because no one's ever engaged you in those type of conversations. Sometimes people don't always ask questions that you think you should be asked. They just don't. Everybody who's trying to get to know you question is going to be different. All of them. Everybody not asking the same stuff. All right. So if you are unsure of something, you ask, right? So today we have a series of questions, 21 questions that allows you to learn you enough to be able to date and entertain the person in your life. If you are already in a relationship or a marriage, how well do you know your spouse, or how well do they know you? Interesting. Interesting. Knowing yourself is about what makes you tick. It means identifying what matters to you, your strengths and weaknesses, your behaviors, your tendencies, and thoughts and patterns. Okay. So there are a lot of different things that culminate into what makes you whole, what makes you inflicted on who you are. There are a lot of things that fall into that category. It's just not a, oh, I just learned this today, and I'm going off of this. It takes you time. It takes time sometimes to learn what you like and your dislikes, because you may not have the experiences of them until somebody does them, or you try to go and do it yourself. So some of your dislikes and stuff you don't tend to know even exist until you get a little older in life. It might be a different experience that happens in what later on in life. It may not even happen near anywhere near the time that you think it's supposed to be happening. It may not have any type of variance on that time frame. Your reactions to certain things in your life may happen at a different time, at a time that you're not even thinking that it may happen. All of that. It just kind of depends on what's going on. All right. So we're going to jump into the subject of the day, which is 21 questions. And I feel like asking, and because it's the 21 questions are for you to think about and you can respond to in the chat. But I feel like if you can respond to these 21 questions immediately, that you've probably already, you know what I'm saying, you're probably well aware of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a lot of people have to think about it because that particular question may not be like something they've had to experience. So it's not that they're not aware of who they are. They just may not be aware of that answer because they've never had that experience. So I do want to make that clear. I don't want anyone to think just because if you are quick to respond that it means that you're not the person that's taking their time to respond isn't as knowledgeable. It just means they're not as knowledgeable with that situation. All right. So we're gonna jump into the 21 questions. Yes, baby. Let's get into it. All right. I have to pull y'all into these 21 questions because I don't know. I don't know. I think that y'all gonna be a little nervous about answering stuff just because y'all feel like, oh, I know myself well enough. I ain't gotta respond to that, but I want you to. I want you to respond. I want you to let me know what your answers would be for such a thing. Okay. So we're gonna start from question number 21 and go up. How often do you speak to your family? Why would a question like how often do you speak to your family be important to someone that's trying to get to know you? How often do you speak to your family? Let's get some responses on that. But why would a question like that be um why would someone want to know that? Because they probably want to know if you are close to your family, if you have that type of relationship with your people, so that they can see, if you're gonna need time to be with your people. They might want to know why you're not close to your people like that. It's reasons why people ask questions like that. So why the question is, how often do you speak to your family? Think about that one. And then, in how often do you speak to your family also means, and I want y'all to I want that to be something that you think about on a regular basis, because your family includes children, family includes parents, family includes cousins. You know what I'm saying? It's not just I speak to my sister every day. You know what I'm saying? Family is a bigger form. I speak to my family all the time, about 5 times a week. Okay. All right. That's a close-knit family. All right. Checking out your communication skills, where your heart at. Oh, she's talking about the quote. All right. All right. So thank you very much for responding to that. um, let's see. Depending on if they are my dad, mom, sister, then 2 to 3 times a day. Yes, because y'all close knit family, close knit family. And she said all throughout the day. So when you're dealing with someone, the honesty of that is going to be easy. I talk to my family on a regular basis. We deal with each other regularly. If we don't see each other regularly, we're definitely speaking regular. You know what I'm saying? But the people outside of them, like twice a month. Okay. So, but that's still family, and you still having communication skills with them. Perfect. Um, where do you feel you can be yourself the most with, and who? Where do you feel like you can be when you can be yourself the most? And who can you be with when you can be yourself the most? Like, to me, that's a crazy question, but I know it makes sense for a lot of other people, because I'm gonna just be I got the word Shelby and the regular Shelby. That's it. And the word Shelby only just different because my accolades have to be different. How I present myself has to be different. But the regular Shelby, everybody gonna get that person. So when they say, where do you feel you can be yourself the most and with who? I'm going to always be myself in every situation. But I feel like anybody that I'm around, those are my people that I genuinely love and care about and adore. So they already know who I am. They already know, and I already know who they are. I already know who they are. So it's not really anything that would be surprising. It wouldn't even be surprising to me. You know what I'm saying? Because of our actions and who we are and all those different things, because we all know each other. If we in that setting, we're very familiar with each other. Very familiar. All right. So who you are around and who you are most comfortable with should definitely be the person who you are all the time, yourself. That you should be 100% comfortable with you in any form, in any presentation. And if a person not willing to accept you, that's the problem with everyone, but to a certain extent. But don't know you, then I'm holding back until I know you. That's right. Oh yeah, anybody now, you know, for the most part, you're gonna get the professional shelf until I be able to know if I supposed to let you see the other the other shelf. Otherwise, you're gonna get the person who the everyday. Yeah. What is your can you cook? And are you willing to learn if you can't? Can you cook? And are you willing to learn if you cannot cook? Can you cook? And are you willing to learn if you cannot cook? And that's for women and men. That doesn't just garner and be, that's just not a female situation. No ma'am. No ma'am. No sir. No sir. This is for everybody. Because you should not be out here in these relationships if you can't do these, if you can't do to others what you want them to do to you, you shouldn't even be out here in these relationships wasting people's time. You just shouldn't. I know that's right, Nitra. Yes, I can cook. Boom. She ain't got to say nothing else after that. Yes, I can cook. I know that's right. So say true. But you should. It's a waste of time. Like, if you can't be reciprocal of what you want, it's almost a waste of time. Don't be out here throwing around demands and what I likes and what I don't likes and all that stuff, and you can't be the person that offers them the same thing when they say what they like and what they don't like. All I hear is selfish when I think of things like that. That's just selfish. All right. What is your worst habit? Are you willing to discuss with someone what your worst habit is, so that you can be, so that they can be understanding of who your habits, and you can be understanding of their habits? Or would you be trying to continue this facade, like it ain't nothing wrong with you, like you don't boo boo till they leave? Try. I don't think I ever used to do that, even as a younger 20-year-old person in a relationship. Like, I think I always, if I'm like, if I'm be real with you, I'm just gonna go be, I gotta just, if I can't hold it, that's gonna hurt me. That's gonna hurt me. And I don't want to be hurt. All right. So what's your worst what's your worst habit? I'm sorry. What's your worst habit? Think about, and you don't have to answer that one on the comment board, but just think about that. What is one of your worst habits, and would you be willing to discuss those habits with your partner, with someone that you're trying to get to know, or would you be willing to just have that conversation with them? Okay. If you had the option to press a button and restart your life, would you press it? If you had the option to press a button, a single button, to restart your life, would you press that button? Would you press it? Would you give your life a whole restart? Would you say, I want to start over? Okay, L'Oreal is responding to the, what is your worst habit? Spending money. Yes, I'm willing to talk about it, and I'm pressing the motherfucker button. But you gonna press the button to restart? Okay. I got that one. All right. But she's willing to talk about her habit of spending money. That's because that's the present moment that she is having to live in. We don't, the pressing the button is just the if thing, the if thing. But spending money and talking about it, getting to the root of it, is dope. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who, that's an understanding situation. Okay. And then she said, restart me. No. You got to tell me why. You got to tell me why. Diallo says, I wouldn't restart. I wouldn't restart. Says I wouldn't restart. Okay. I like that response too. I want y'all to explore y'all responses though. Not just I wouldn't, but why? Why you wouldn't? Why you wouldn't? All right. I would not restart my life. Okay, then, Nee. I would not restart my life. Yes, ma'am. Men can't divulge too much because it will get thrown back at them. I respect that response, and I do find it to be true in a lot of situations. That's why I always say make sure you're getting someone that's really, really compatible to your understanding. As we age, maturity kicks in. Your communication skills become better, your hearing skills become broader, and you're wanting to be that person's shoulder and having complete understanding for who that person is becomes thicker. So then you learn to be able to gravitate to more of the things that they're having issues with, and they'll be able to want to expound upon them talking to you because you've given them a trusting spot, a safe space. So I pray that upon all men so that you can have that vulnerable moment, so you can have those vulnerable moments in a safe space. But that's what women should definitely give men, because men definitely give us safe spaces. Trust me. Um no, I wouldn't press the button. All right, B. Now tell me why. I wouldn't. I'd be afraid I would mess up again. Oh, sus. Mm. I don't feel like our mess ups are our end results though. Like you have you fixed a lot of shit. You made up for it. You got to stand in the pain and make sure those fuck ups turn into the best things that happen to your life. But goodness, that was some real shit right there now. Whew. I feel like in the beginning, I never presented my boundaries, so I ended up accepting whatever. Now I'm clear about my expectations. I love date nights, flowers to be adorned. So in your relationships, you feel like you just like allow things to happen, and I think that happens with a lot of us. I think that happens with the best of us too, L'Oreal, because um, and you're right for feeling like you can restart that and get a different outlook on it. I wouldn't. So when you say you want to press the restart button, you're not talking about really on everything. You're talking about on certain aspects of things that you can change that you had control over. Because certain things that we did allow, we did have control over. So I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that. Um, Neat. I wouldn't, because I feel that everything I did helped me grow, and now I can actually teach my kids and others due to experiences. That's correct. That's actually true. That's another great response, and that's another great reason to want to not hit the restart button. You definitely want to have those experiences and give them to your children. It's because you can save them from experiences of their own. If I press it, do I have the knowledge I didn't have before related to my mistakes? And that's the thing. You're taking a chance. So do you or do you not? Do you or do you not? That's how the matrix works. Okay. How would your best friends or your friends describe you in general? In 3 words, though. We don't want to hear like a 30. I mean, I'm sorry, not 3 words. You can have up to 3 actions, but just one sentence. So when you have them, if how would your people describe you? You can tell me in 3 ways how they would describe you in at least up to a sentence or something. Or you could just type in the 3 things, but it's totally up to you. I just don't want you to feel like you had to have this long paragraph. What's up, Jason? What's happening, my guy? What's happening, my guy? How would your best friends or your friends describe you? Think about that. She said, "Oh Lord, I don't know." Think about it, B. Think about it. How would you describe you? So I'm pretty sure how you would describe you is pretty much how somebody who you would call your friend or your best friend would describe you as well. L'Oreal says supportive, caring, and understanding. Okay, then that's right. That's right. I love that. Great response. Caring, loyal, and genuine. Good response. Neat. And Jason, that's not how the question go. Get your Virgo behind from over here. Respond, respond, respond. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. All right. How would your best friend or your friend describe you? All right. Um, our next question is, have you ever been cheated on and how did you handle it? Have you ever been cheated on and how did you handle it? Whew. Loyal, kind hearted, and real. Most definitely. High five, my sister. High five, my sister. A beast. I beat his ass. No, no. You beat him up, B? When you find out that you got cheated on, you beat that person up. She said, "Yeah, I flipped out real bad." So you've been cheated on and you flipped out real bad, okay? And because she responded again, well, I beat his ass, and so, oh, goodness. So these people get caught. Like, who get caught, bro? So said she responded in divorce. That's a good response too. Out of there. Who get caught though? If you out here cheating, you don't supposed to be out here cheating and getting caught. That's what make it so stupid. Yes, I was angry and I left. Now you gotta go start a whole nother. You gotta go through a whole healing process from it, because you know it bothers you real bad when somebody cheat on you or leave you for reasons that they messed up. You know what I'm saying? It bothers you now. One thing about it, it bothers you. I don't care if you in the right or if you in the wrong. You still going through your breakup times, because women are very emotional creatures, and now you got to go through the whole process of getting to know somebody else. That's the dragged out moment. That's the part that make it be like, golly. You got to go through the whole process of getting to know somebody else. And did because he tried me. He deserved it because he allowed me to catch him doing it. Oh, just dumb. That's definitely dumb. Good God Almighty. He's stupid. That's crazy. I should have left, but I didn't. I wanted my family, but I realized that if he wanted his family as bad as I did, he wouldn't have been so selfish. And it's bad when kids involved. Ugh. Ugh. It's bad when kids involved. It's bad when kids involved. I get real ugly and gritty then. But I'm glad that's the healing moment was getting through it and moving past it and realizing that, there are other things you can do outside of that type of relationship. But you do got to go through that healing moment. Look at her laughing. You definitely have to go through that healing moment though. Well, my situation, he had a baby. I found out a year later. Yikes. My goodness gracious of life. People out here being real roguish, you hear me? Let's see. Still stuck having to co-parent with them, otherwise we'll have ghosted. Well, I guess you're gonna have a fair situation. Yes, took 2 years to remember where I left myself. I am me. Booyah. I know that's right. I know that's right. I love it. 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 What B say? Mine had a baby too, girl, so he had to get beat up. Ooh, ooh. B gave it to him. Gave it to him. Next question. Do you care whether your parents get along with the person that you're dating or that you're married to? Do you care? Is that important to you? Is it not important to you? Do you deal with anything? Do you just go with the flow of what happens, or what do you do? Like, what do you do? Do you care whether your parents get along with the person you're dating? Do you love your person enough to not for the parent and them not to, like, for them to be like at a separated stance, knowing that you can um knowing that you can knowing that you have to have your family around each other? Nietzsche says she agree with it. She you know it when you says you had a baby. Ooh, child. I understand the caring a lot thing. I really do. We get we get translucent when it comes to the men, because we want to be everything that they need, and we giving them everything that they need. So we want it to be like not taken for granted, especially when you're a good woman out here. Believe me. Um, but do you care? Do you care whether or not your parents get along with your spouse? How important is that for you? Like, do you feel like and I love, and she, when she said I care a lot about that or whatever, you cannot you I she care you care a lot that they get along. Oh, she came back. I was just about to say this, but it may not be something that can just say, okay, it's over because of it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it don't have to be a deal breaker, but it is something that you don't want to have going on. Like, you really want your people to get along. You really do. Most definitely. Very important to me. Definitely. Very important to me. All right. Do you consider yourself attractive? And do other people consider you attractive? Like, being honest with yourself. It's a lot of people out here ugly and they know they're ugly. And then it's a lot of people out here that's ugly and they don't believe they're ugly. So where do you fall? Do you find yourself attractive? she's talking about, she's talking about absolutely the fuck. Oh, goodness gracious, yes. um very, very, she said yes, very, very, yes, very, of course. Of course, you better be out here considering. Now, if you really attractive, you better be out here considering yourself attractive. Now, don't be out here lowballing yourself. But there's some very unattractive people out here. And I seen a um I think I seen a post. I gotta see what that post said earlier. I died laughing. It was too funny to me. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it was too funny to me. Man, I hope I can remember. Oh, he said, I'm not gonna call you ugly, but I don't appreciate how you look. Baby, I holler. You hear me? I really holler. I said, people going to hell. Mm, 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 mm. It's people going to hell. It really is. Mm, mm, mm. Your spirit can be very unattractive. Very unattractive. Your spirit can be the worst looking thing on you. So don't get caught up in thinking that your looks are the things that's gonna make you um that's gonna keep you safe. Because if your inside's ugly, baby, nobody want to be around you. Nobody don't want to be around you. Very much attractive. Boop. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What is your biggest regret in life? Do you think if a person asks you, like, that you're trying to get to know what's your biggest regret in life, do you think that they're trying to dig too deep, or is that something that you'll answer? Like, do you feel like discussing your biggest regret is just something that only you should know about? I don't know, because like I don't have a regret that's that strong to where where I feel like it has to be a secret. But that I'm just one person. So do you feel like a regret that you have a regret that's so strong um that you wouldn't want somebody to know about? But the question is, what is your biggest regret in life? What is your biggest regret in life? Girl, how many can I say? B, you got a couple of regrets? I'm going to answer. She said, I'm going to answer. What? So, are your regrets big enough to the point where you would want to hit a restart button? Or are there still things that you would want to have common knowledge of? All right. Now, this is a question that a lot of people feel like they want, but then they aren't ready for. Okay. Do you want to get married? 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 Now that's the question. That's a quick question. That's a quick yes or no answer right there. I mean, if you gotta go in depth, then go by all means. But I know that's more than like, yes, no, okay. All right. But this question is something that I want you to think about. How many serious relationships have you been in? Would you be honest with that person if they asked you that? Would you be honest with that person? She said, hell no, I don't want to get married. Oh, goodness gracious. How many serious relationships have you been in? And as you think about that, would you be willing to tell that person how many serious relationships that you've been in when they ask? Because people knows, child. People gonna ask. B, did you say none? Honestly, none of your relationships were serious. None of your relationships were serious. Okay. What's the most awkwardest date that you've ever been on? What is the most awkwardest date that you've ever been on? Then what you talking about coming on here talking about your damn motor? What is you talking about? What are you talking about now? What is the most awkwardest date that you've ever been on? The most awkwardest date. I'm sitting here trying to think about that. Hmm. I don't know if I really had any awkward dates. But I ain't gonna I'm still thinking. The most awkwardest date that you've been on. What would your dream date look like? What would your dream date look like? Like, if you got to choose the person you can go out with, and it was the person who you really wanted to go out with, and you got to make the plans for having that date, think about that, because when you have the opportunity to date that person, you want to be ready. You want to be ready. She said, let's go fishing. That's her dream date. Okay. Okay. Now, what y'all need out there on the boat? Like, what do you need to bring with your cousin to make you happy on that dream date? I know one thing, but you ain't got to say that. But what would you need to bring to make you happy on that dream date? She went in the bathroom and I was digging all in her purse. She caught me. What? That's the most awkward. Dennis, what were you digging in her purse for though? Why? Why were you digging in her purse? I bet that was awkward. I bet that was 100% awkward because you digging in somebody's purse, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Fishing poles and baits and something to eat. Easy breezy. Okay. All right. A nice, calm, sweet date. I love it. I love it. I was trying to see if she take medication. Oh, that's what you was checking for, huh? I bet that's what you was checking for. I bet that's what you was checking for. She oh my goodness. Only Dennis. Only Dennis. What's the best piece of advice your parents ever gave you? So while y'all think about that, let me tell y'all this story. So I was at a presentation, right? And it was some young children. It was like some 13, 14-year-old kids. And it was at like a stand up for yourself, not like a bully thing. It wasn't like that. It was just like a uh motivating you to be more of who you are or whatever type of thing, right? So I'm at this thing or whatever, and I hear a kid say, I hear a kid tell another kid, y'all still laughing at Diaz, of course, because he's crazy. He's insane. Trust me. Definitely insane. I hear a kid telling another kid about like advice. And this girl was like, she said, the best piece of advice my mama had gave me at this age was never ever go in the bathroom without having tissue to put on the toilet. And the girl said, why would you need tissue to put on the toilet? She said, because if you she said, why would you need that? She said, you just needed to wipe. She said, you ain't never put tissue down on the toilet when you use a public bathroom. And then she said, no, I just sit down. She said, I know your butt got ringworms, and baby, I holler. Cause I never heard nobody say nobody ass get ringworms, bro. That they said. A girl said, "I know your ass had ringworms." I died laughing. Never date short man. That was the best piece of advice your parents get. Your mama gave you, brief. Never date short man. Okay, okay. Did you ever date a short man? Did you listen? Did you listen to the advice? At the end of the day, it got to be done. So yes, may as well go and do it now. And I live by that to this day. Oh, okay, then D. So at the end of the day, it's got to be done. Whatever it is, don't matter. Just do it. I like that. So ain't no need to complain. Just do it. Just do it. That's a good response, though. That's good. That's a good piece of advice. B, did you Okay, I definitely listen. I know that's right. Okay, the next one. What do you look for in a partner? 3 words or less. What do you look for in a partner? Okay. What do you look for in a partner? And think about those things because you want to make sure that at least when you're speaking it that you can accept it. Cuz putting stuff out there in the atmosphere, it becomes real. Definitely becomes real. That's just one I can think of right now. Or one of the yes. What you say her bank account? That's what you look for in a partner, Dennis? Her bank account? This one here. What are we gonna do with them? What are we gonna do with them? Mm-mm-mm. Only Dennis. So, what do you look for in a partner? Just think about that. And I'm gonna ask this question because I want to know how fast were you and how managed were you back in the day, because people just was willy nilly doing this, because I'm prone to fuck up and need some help. So you need somebody that'll be able to have your back when you mess up. That's what you need. You need a good recovery partner. So are you investing monies into your recovery partner so when you do mess up, you'll have something to fall back on too? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I done hit my speaker all on the camera with my paper. You got to make sure you do that too. You got to be invested in a recovery plan. Okay. All right. How old were you when you had your first kiss? Now, when I was reading the 21 questions, and I was coming up with my own additives and what to take away and whatnot, because it was like 100 questions and it gave you like the 21 that you wanted to choose. So I selected my 21, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, why would they ask somebody about their first kiss? But someone that you're trying to get to know, when they're trying to understand you and have complete understanding of who you are, they may just pop out asking questions that you don't think that they should ask. But it's not that they're just trying to be nosy. It's because people want to see if there's trauma there, if there's things that they need to be encouraging with. Are there things that present that you're going to need help with at some point? So don't always think that when people are asking you questions and they're trying to get to know you, that it's a negative reason. More than 9 times out of 10, it's not because they're trying to use it against you. And you should be able to figure that out by the person that you're dating. You should be able to determine whether or not this person is using you or not using you. You should be able to determine that because you're spending time with this person. You're with this person on a regular basis. You've got to be able to determine those things. I used to hide in the bathroom when my mama had company. They was drinking beer. Had to keep pissing, so I would try to peek at they. I cannot, bro. Oh my god. What? What, bro? Oh my goodness. They talking about I was a managed man. Of course you were. You just, oh my god. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. So these are things now. When of course he got to be stopped. He got to be stopped. Now, answering these questions today and realizing like these are some of these questions were things you knew about yourself, and some of these questions were things you get to learn about yourself along the way, right? So what I would say about the whole 21 questions and getting to know yourself thing is that if you are willing to be willing to be honest and confident and confidence to yourself, you will not have any issues with communicating with the person that you're trying to get to know, because these questions are normal questions that people will ask you in any relationship when they're trying to get to know you in any setting, albeit on a date, in a business meeting, in a function, at a church setting, at a family reunion when people bring extra people along. It's things that you have to be prepared for, because you never know what people may ask you. And a lot of times you honestly just don't know that about yourself until you have the opportunity to experience it. And I want you to remember there will always be a learning experience in every single growth aspect as you are getting to know yourself, but you also have to realize that if you have to question who you are, people are going to question who you are. So having a good in-depth understanding for who you are going into any relationship, any new business situation, anything, you need to be very, very familiar with who you are. If she can cook like you, I want her real bad. That's but then you only focus on the cooking part. You just said that you went through that lady purse now. But you definitely have to do that, okay? So I want you to always remember that in any situation, in any time that you're getting to know someone, when you're having a conversation that has boundaries and you need to expound on your boundaries, speak up. Speak up. You cannot be that person that is not understanding of who they are when they're going into situations. You can, because then you're going to be easily to be manipulated. You're going to have times where people just going to be running over you and you don't understand why. But it's because you haven't put your foot down. You haven't created any boundaries, and you need that. So learn yourself. Do you really know you? And looking in that mirror every single day gonna be a time to be honest with yourself, because it's time to take accountability. You only can stare at you to figure that out. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Happy Wednesday, my people, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, though. Y'all just don't know how much y'all give me joy. Getting to laugh with y'all every Wednesday, and just having a peace of mind of being able to have the conversation, even with comments. You know what I'm saying? It's really dope. So thank y'all for the constant experience. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. We got a lot to talk about every time we get together. Trust me, it's a lot going on in this world. So you got to go ahead and take the time to get to know you, so you won't be stepping into situations trying to be somebody who you're not. All right. Y'all be easy. Love on yourself and love on somebody who's loving on you. Peace.